in the cold, rainy, nasty weather. I mean, it's after Easter, it's getting near the end of April, and it's still cold and rainy and nasty. You would think it was like early March. It's really freezing. I need a jacket today. But anyway, I got the Jeep behind me because I have to drive the Jeep today because the big dummy is driving my truck because the big dummy's truck is going to get some work done to it. Now, when we bought that truck, if you remember back in December, and I'll put the link right up here to our Christmas surprise video, when we bought him the truck did sit in a barn for the last two owners for a decent amount of time. The story that we got was the owner that had it for a long time had passed away. His wife kept it in the barn, and she kept it for years, and one day she was cleaning the barn out, pulled it out, and this other guy that lived a few miles away passed by and saw it, grabbed her. I guess she was in the right frame of mind. She sold it to him. He wound up putting it in his barn. He only drove it about 500 miles or so in the 2 years that he owned it. And during that time, he really didn't do a whole lot to it. It just sat for the most part. So one of the things that we noticed when we picked the truck up was the tires were completely dry rotted. They were 32-inch by 11.5, 15-inch tires. Come! The little big dummy. Anyway, decent set of BF Goodrich all-terrain TA tires, but they were old and really cracked and really starting to dry rot. So we knew we were going to get them new tires. But what we did notice on those tires was that the front driver's side tire on the outside was wearing a lot more than the rest of the tire. On the passenger side, a little bit, but not as extreme as on the driver's side. So we knew we had some alignment difficulties. So what do? Alignment is not something that we're going to be able to adjust here in the driveway or in Axel's garage. So we went over to our local shop, and it's an old school, mom and pop type mechanic shop, and they don't have an alignment rack. They don't normally do alignments. So what he recommended was the place that he brings his vehicles when a customer brings it in for an alignment is the local Goodyear dealer, who is, it's a small Goodyear dealer, and they give you a pretty personalized service there. So we went over there and we asked them about aligning something like that because these can be tricky. They have solid axles in the front, leaf springs front and rear, and there's no factory adjustment other than your toe in to get your steering wheel centered. And they make a kit with, come. They make a kit that has like an oblong kind of bolt, or a bolt that's not centered on the shaft, that you put in place somewhere. Has something to do with the ball joint, I think, and you can turn it and that will adjust your tire and it'll make some adjustment. I think Centric is the name of the kit, and they make them for the old Blazers, the Broncos, Jeeps, all different kinds of vehicles like that. So we went over to the Goodyear guy, spoke to him, and he said, bring it on in, we'll take a look, hopefully we'll get it close where you're not going to wear your tires out prematurely. And what we did have when we did our spring cleaning a couple days ago was we found a set of 33 1250 by 15-inch tires. They have a highway tread on them, but they look pretty good. Raised white leather tires that we had bought for one of the Jeeps about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, because I forgot I even had them. I had them hidden under one of the Jeep hardtops, and I said, holy cow, I got a set right here. And they're in a lot better shape. They're not in great shape, but they're in a lot better shape than the tires he's got on the vehicle now. They'll be safe for him, and we want to throw them on, but we don't want to put them on until we get the alignment addressed. So, gave the big dummy my truck. I'm driving my wife's Jeep, and we're going to go bring the big dummy's truck over to the Goodyear place today, and hopefully they'll be able to install those kits, get the alignments close, and we'll get the new set of tires on and show you how it looks with our new to us used set of tires. Let me take you over to the Blazer now, and I'll show you the tires, and I'll show you the wear pattern that he's got on those old dry rotted BF Goodrich tires. Alright, so we got loaded up in the back a set of General Ameritrac tires. They got good tread left on them. They're not really dry rotted at all. They're just dirty. I don't even know if you can see through the reflection. There you go. And we loaded them up in the back so that the Goodyear place, after they do the alignment, can mount and balance these tires. Now, this tire was originally on the front of the vehicle, and we moved it to the back. But you can see right here, it's like almost one completely flat, and then as you go in on the tire, you get better and better tread. Come, get over here. Get over here. She passes. And then moving around to the front passenger side, you can see I got the same thing. It's just not as severe. It's definitely worn more on the outside than it is on the inside, but it's not as severe as the driver's side, so I guess it's not off as much. Okay. Here's the little big dummy. The funny thing that just happened off camera, I don't know how much got caught of it when I edited it, but this little big dummy, we live in a road test area. So the DMV is driving people around doing their road test, and this dummy runs right out into the street. Of course, he doesn't look both ways. And the lady taking her road test jams on the brakes, and they both look at me, and I went, sorry. And then I looked at her and I said, she passes. Not a smile from either one of them. That's New York. Hours later, it's raining, but they called up and they said the truck was sort of ready, not fully ready. And what happened is they said they mounted up the new old tires, our new old tires, but they could not align it. And this is a problem that we're going to run into with older vehicles, especially one like this that has big hubs. And what I mean by big hubs, these older 4x4s, if you remember, you have the either automatic locking hubs or manual locking hubs, and they stick out a decent way from the rim itself. And the problem that they had was their new tire machine thingy on their alignment rack, the thing that goes up onto the wheel and hooks onto the wheel, could not fit over the hub. So every time they'd get it mounted up and they'd go to make an adjustment, it would fall off. So they called me, they said, we couldn't align it, we got the tires on for you, and you're gonna have to take it to a truck place. And they gave me a recommendation at 2 different local truck places to align it. And they said they're gonna be the only people nowadays that have something big enough that's gonna clamp on that wheel or something that they could work with. So at least we got the tires on, they don't look too bad. They do have a highway tread on them, but they look halfway decent on the truck for now. One thing that the big dummy did notice, as soon as he pulled away, they had it parked half on the curb, and as soon as he pulled away, he said he noticed a much smoother ride. And that's because these tires, the 33s, really only need to be aired up to about 25, 30 pounds. He had 50 in those BF Goodrich TAs, 45 or 50. Which gives them a good profile and gives them a good contact patch, but it kills the ride. And he said the ride is a lot smoother in these highway tires. So they do make all-terrain tires that you could still air at 25 or 30 pounds, and that's what we're going to be looking for in the future, but we still have to go to a truck shop and get it aligned. So at least we got half of what we wanted to do today, and now it's raining. I'm going inside. What I wanted to do is show you a picture of Axel's biggest fan. And Axel's biggest fan is one of our local school kids, and he's promoting Axel's like crazy. And here's a quick shot of something that he bought, which was real neat, and he did this all on his own. Take a look. So that was Nick, and you've seen him doing a couple of intros on our videos, and I'm sure as time goes and we keep making videos and Nick starts joining us, he's going to do more intros. Maybe even we'll get Nick to get his hands dirty. But listen to Nick. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you like what we're doing here at Axel's Garage, look at Nick's sweatshirt and subscribe. Thanks for watching.